Hi there, and welcome to our video on liquids. To understand liquids, we first need to define them. What is a liquid? Liquids are one of three states of matter. They flow easily, maintain a fixed volume, are not compressible, and take the shape of the container that houses them. The particles that form a liquid do not have a regular or rigid arrangement. They are close together and vibrate, slide past each other, and move about constantly. Liquids come in pure form or as a mixture. As you may have noticed, some liquids mix well, yet others do not. What determines how well liquids mix with each other? Intermolecular forces, or, in simple terms, the attraction between adjacent particles or molecules. The stronger the attraction, the higher the solubility. Intermolecular forces also determine surface tension and viscosity, among other factors. Viscosity is the ability of a liquid to flow. You've probably noticed that water flows effortlessly while it takes a longer time to pour honey out of its jar. Intermolecular forces, size, and temperature all play a role in how viscous a liquid is. The weaker the attraction between the molecules, the lower the viscosity. Liquids made of big molecules tend to be more viscous than those made up of smaller molecules. Increasing the temperature of a liquid tends to decrease the intermolecular forces, which in turn reduces its viscosity. Liquids also have cohesion and adhesion properties. Cohesion refers to the ability of a particular liquid molecule to interact with one another. Liquids with weak intermolecular forces have low cohesion, which allows for their molecules to slide past one another. Oil is a good example of a liquid with low cohesion. On the contrary, liquids with strong intermolecular forces, such as water, are highly cohesive. These types of liquids will form beads to allow for maximum interaction between the molecules. Adhesion refers to the ability of a liquid to interact with other compounds. You might have noticed that when water is poured into a glass container, it forms an upward meniscus, the curve at the surface of the liquid. This is because water and glass have high adhesion since they are both held by strong bonds. If one were to pour the same water in a plastic container, there would be no meniscus. The surface of the liquid would be flat because plastic and water have a neutral interaction between each other. The cohesion mentioned in the previous slide also generates surface tension. Some liquids experience such great intermolecular forces that they can resist the pressure applied by an external force, provided the external force originates from a small object. This is known as surface tension. Increased temperatures, as previously mentioned, disrupt the intermolecular forces and therefore reduce the surface tension. Some liquids are also prone to evaporation. How does this happen? The particles or molecules that form a liquid are constantly moving and therefore are likely to collide with each other and with the walls of its container. With every collision, a transfer of energy takes place. If and when enough energy is transferred to a molecule on the surface of the liquid by way of these collisions, the surface tension will be overcome, and that liquid particle will be released. This phenomenon is known as evaporation. In summary, liquids, like solids and gases, are a state of matter. They share some properties with solids and some with gases. Intermolecular forces influence some of the properties of liquids. Temperature and size can also affect some liquid properties. Thanks for watching!